small clothes, just...
Sure. Like weapon in your lap?
No, not even.
Not even? Okay. You find that place, and do you have your gear nearby?
No, it's
Anything like that?
it's just...
Okay. So you go through some kind of stage where you disrobe then to go out. Whenever you disrobe, you're putting away some of your equipment in your backpack, and your hand, as you're putting away your cloak, your hand brushes up against that book that you've had since Lance Rock.
Yeah, Glass Staff Spellbook.
Glass Staff Spellbook, yeah. Your hand brushes up against it, and it sends a mental, almost like a shock wave through your, like, of energy through you, and you know that that's not right. You're just like, oh, what's that all about? Now, you know that with your heightened senses, and especially being attuned into the arcane, that you definitely should probably go to your trance, clear your head, and this is something else that you need to think about immediately. There's a loss of Adar. There's this book just sent like a psychic, I don't want to say a surge, it didn't fry you. It's just like...
Yeah, a strong sense of emotion.
Emotional, yeah, it came through you. You go into your trance state, and do you want to describe what your trance state is? Like where you go in your trance state, or do you just want to say you're in a trance state?
I'm just in a trance state.
Okay. Therefore, I'm going to describe what this trance state's going to be.
All right.
Okay. You go to a state that is black, calming, muffled by sound. You don't have sound, it's very muffled. And it melts into literally the cosmos, stars, the universe, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It melts into like one of these things where there's no body. You're just the energy there. And you're amongst the cosmos. Okay?
All right.
And you can see different planets, and you can move around at a blink of an eye and go to different places, but it's very calming and soothing for you. And from there, the rest of it is depending, whatever needs to purge and bring you back into a tranquil state is devised through the interactions of the cosmos. You do that. You're being introspective and working out Adar. It hurts, but it's Adar. You know, Adar, he's a warrior, you know, blah, blah, blah.
It could happen to any of us.
Right. You're making your inner peace with that. And as you're doing that, as you're making your peace with Adar, so you can function properly whenever you awaken, there is a cloud of like greenish gray gas that starts materializing in this cosmos, and large in scale, like it's just billowing up into existence. And you are pulled backward from where you were. You feel the pull back away from being cool with Adar and all that. And your undivided attention has to be focused on this green cloud, because it's becoming all-encompassing in the cosmos. Out of the green cloud forms a giant face. And it's the face itself is very, I want to say it's almost like one of those smooth plastic white masks. It doesn't have a lot of features.
Oh, like a porcelain mask?
Like a porcelain mask. The design of the face is like a porcelain mask, but it's in this grayish green cloud. And this green cloud has a matronly-like voice that emanates is not the right word, that you hear this matronly like voice say, I am the all-encompasser. I am those behind the stars. Talia Starwind, we want to welcome you into our fold. The feeling that you get is fucking religious, right? This is bigger than the arcane link that you have,
With the weave.
with the weave and all that.
Yeah.
It's much larger than that. It's much more encompassing than that. We want you to become one of us. You have a decision to make. Join those behind the stars. Become our champion. And arise and be reborn. Or go back to your mortal state as Talia Starwind.
Who are you?
We are the all-encompassing. We are the ones behind the stars. We are the energies that give life. And we are the destroyers.
Why approach me now?
Because your mind is right, finally, to understand what decision needs to be made versus material gain. And the greenish gray, you can see a couple other faces kind of pull out, a little bit and go back in and all that. You don't have a feeling of like warm cuddly, but you don't have a feeling of sheer terror. It's, the more seductive side of the great old ones. You know what I mean? You get the great elemental elder eye, and all that stuff, right? It's all encompassing, it's all there. And you can join us and become one of the chosen.
What would be required of me?
Your decision to become one of the chosen.
As you're chosen, what would that entail?
Obedience, which would normally conflict with some mortal coils and some they don't go right there. I'm trying to get all this out. What we want you to understand, Starwind, is that we are the all-encompassing. We are the changers of worlds. We put our emotions aside for the greater than even us. So you have to be subservient at first. And as you gain in power and do our bidding as our champion, you will become more enlightened. Make your choice now, yes or no.
Emotions are what make us mortal. It's what gives us life. No.
You are immediately sucked back into the prime material plane, and you wake up, and your backpack is on fire.
Oh, shit.
So you run over, and the book is burning in your backpack. And you take it out, and you throw it into the campfire or something?
Yeah.
Okay. That is done. You can milestone. Coming back in, the night is long. The night is a haggard one, but you get a full rest in. Okay? So everybody's back up where they need to be mechanically and all that. No sign of Adar. No sign of survivors. You do hear throughout the night, the gnolls eventually, they kind of retreat and all that stuff and go back because they're nocturnal creatures anyway. And they're coming out during the day because of rain and meat, so the gnolls do kind of move around in a sighing valley, but all you really hear, as the sun goes down, the winds pick up and you hear the sighing. The air, the thermals and stuff through the valley, which is a little bit disheartening because in between these ethereal sighs that you're hearing, you'll hear like packs of rabid dogs tear at something and it might scream and die. There are survivors down there. You guys just aren't finding them. You know? But you do get your mechanically you do get your rest in.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure I slept really well.
No problem. Hit points are good.
That's normal if you go ahead and take any damage. So.
And iconically, morning comes.
Well, let's pack up shop and start heading towards
River Guard.
River Guard. I almost said Red Larch, but that's not correct.
Talia, you ready to go to River Guard?
Yeah.
What the hell happened to your stuff?
Flash fire. Magical accident. Puts on her bag.
Are you okay?
I'll be fine.
That's manliest Talia. I'll be fine.
I'll be fine.
Let's just get this done and over with.
I should so subtitle and it's like Japanese blah blah blah. Nino Kuni wa
Right. Some shit you don't even understand. Some Sailor Moon singing. Talia, are you alright? Ubika! What? What was that? I don't fucking know, man, but I think it said bacon. I'm pretty sure it did.
You just lost half your viewers.
What's that? Half my viewers?
Yep.
No, that's the wonderful thing of editing.
Dude, I'm eating tortellini out of a fucking snowman.
No, that's the one thing about doing podcasts. We don't have viewers.
Touche.
Sorry, guys. Yeah, we know.
Yep.
Check back in a couple of months. We'll do better.
No, man, these are late night games. Shit happens. So, you guys take flight.
Caw-caw.
Caw-caw.
No, I haven't
You
heard
guys
it.
are
No, I work
free.
still.
Does it? You all take flight. You fly over the area that River Guard is supposed to be in. You can see it in the horizon line. You know where it is. Talia sees it first and points it out. You guys are flying above the tree line, but you're definitely at this point you're not high enough up to do a good recon of the place. And I mean,
Broad daylight wouldn't be the broadest idea of being
Well-
above it.
well, I mean, you can do it, right? But you can take your mounts pretty damn high, and there is some cloud cover, so you could dip in and out. You know, if you wanted to. on your-
Actually, if we keep the sun directly at our back, we can use the sun for cover.
So, are we communicating this while we're flying?
Could be.
Sure.
Okay, well, I reached down and pet the mane of my unto hereforth unnamed griffin.
Griffin number 1.
Yep. That's a boy. That's a boy.
Or not.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe it's Carlisle. I don't know. Please don't put Carlisle. Anyway,
Please fucking Carlisle.
Carlisle the Griffin, right?
Probably end up being named like Peter.
Is he talking about Griffin number 1?
Yep.
Yeah.
Hereforth unnamed Griffin.
Y'all spend a lot of time talking about a griffin.
I'm not. I'm just on a vulture.
What do you see, Talia?
Okay, Talia, you see a fort, a keep that's in repair. Okay, there are 4 towers that you see. It has a commanding strategic position on the waterfront. In elevation, it goes upward because there is an obvious road coming in and out of the gatehouse, which is on the far side from where you guys are coming in over the forest and over the river. The towers are in various states of repair, not disrepair, of repair. And there's a lot of activity that you see. Now, what I'd like to do here is utilize my player base. So, young Magowitz,
Yes.
Brigid